Over the weekend, we reported on how the Saber Interactive staff is talking about how games don't really need to cost that much to make. We know that Ubisoft, in particular, is making extremely bloated games, and they're in big trouble financially because of this. Now, it's come out how much Black Myth Wukong has made, which is absolutely crazy. Their new game has outsold Ubisoft's best Assassin's Creed game by a lot. And with that, the budget of it was a lot less than most Ubisoft AAA games. So what's Ubisoft spending their money on? This is absolutely crazy. We'll get into this news in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things video games and culture. Really appreciate you guys for being here. We're getting close to 40,000 subscribers, so tell your friends too. Share this video out. Appreciate it. And also, I'm a creator. I made my Space Marine comic right here. If you are a fan of epic science fiction, we are doing this. Our goal is to create like a deal with real heroism, which I feel like is lost in culture. A lot of fun, a lot of action, and we've done it. And this is really cool because we actually got banned from Kickstarter over the weekend. They don't like my YouTube channel. They don't like my commentary on culture. I'm a little growing too much for them to be excited. We just finished a $50,000 campaign over there. So we're a threat to the mainstream industry. People love our comics, and we launched on Fund My Comic, which is actually a pro-free speech site here, and already got 150 backers in 2 days. So this is amazing. Thank you guys so much for the incredible support. It's in the description below. The art style is like a Saturday morning cartoon. We're trying to bring things back like the G.I. Joe, Transformers, just awesome stuff that you used to love, because they don't want to provide this to you in culture anymore, so we're going to do it. And as we grow, maybe we'll get some animation and things like that. I'm very inspired by what Eric July is doing. We'll see. Thank you guys so much again. All right, so this is crazy news right here. This game only cost $40 million to develop, Black Myth Wukong. Now, the game's beautiful. It's got a lot to it. Of course, IGN and the others attacked it as, not being enough of a creative game or whatever. It was ridiculous. But the news read from Chinese social media. A financial guy from Game Science confirmed it took the studio around 300 million RMB to develop Black Myth Wukong, which is about 42.5 million US dollars. Comparing the games to similar scale, God of War Ragnarok, 200 million US dollars. Cyberpunk 2027, 300 million. Halo 4, 100 million. Spider-Man 2, 315 million. And then you get into the Ubisoft stuff, and it's really crazy. The cost of living and average salary is lower in China, which justifies a bit of the cost, but given the scale and the quality of Black Myth Wukong, even tripling that cost would be considered low. This game sold at $60 just like any other AAA game, and the amount it's selling right now, it's a gigantic financial win for Game Science alongside the brand itself. So if you're looking at $60 a game times 20 million, my friends, we can do the math on this real quick, and it's going to be that's like $1.2 billion. Am I right on that, or is that did I run too many zeros? Maybe I'm right. Holy crap. Well, there you go. This is crazy for them, and it allows them to, of course, deploy that capital in the future to do something even bigger, which is a lot of fun. Now, Grum's reported on this morning, which is pretty interesting, and of course talked about the importance of what goes on here. He says Black Myth Wukong only cost $40 million to make, outsold Assassin's Creed's best game with 20 million copies sold. Conquered cost $180 million. Skull and Bones by Ubisoft was $850. I don't know how you spend $850 million on a video game. It's crazy. Let that sink in. Before you say Western studios cost more for labor, Ubisoft has a huge Shanghai office that does a tremendous amount of art for them. And actually, part of the Assassin's Creed controversy that developed last week, too, was that they're having the Chinese actually localize the game for Japan. It's because they don't want to pay the Japanese to do it. It's so stupid because they're going to get in a lot of trouble with the Japanese culturally once again. Yes, a lot of these companies do outsource anyway, a lot of their coding and the like. There is going to be some sort of labor cost differential on some of the level, but it's not going to be that much. There's no reason any of these games should cost more than $100 million to make. And of course, Space Marine 2, we know, is probably going to be in that range or less as well. Another game which is something that is destroying the sales of these giant, crazy AAA games from Ubisoft and the like. It's bloated by an order of magnitude. You can cut it back by 80% of the staff and do far better. And that's what's happening already. Ubisoft is slashing their staff. People over there, from what I'm being told, it's like a complete culture of fear. Everybody thinks their job's at risk because they've been just writing too long on nothing. Now, beyond that, these games don't just get developed out of the blue. They're not just putting their own money into this stuff. Companies like Ubisoft actually take giant loans against the future of these games. So they tell the banks Assassin's Creed is a game that that'll sell 10 million copies minimum. And so give us a loan for a couple $100 million. And so they're under pressure from banks to repay those loans on future sales before they even come out. And this sort of system is exactly why companies like Ubisoft can't focus on gaming to begin with. Then you add a little and sprinkle a little woke in it from the HR department, and you get a big problem because you have way too much money flooded in ahead of the time. People just get fat and rich ahead of it and then don't develop the games. And then the company sinks itself. And that's exactly what we're doing now. So Ubisoft's in a position where they're talking about bringing the company private. This has been something that's been reported by Endymion, and also to my internal sources. They've been telling me the exact same thing, that Ubisoft has been in a mode where they want to go private for a while. There was a shareholder call actually demanding that earlier this year as well. And now the conspiracy out there is that Ubisoft is doing this kind of bloating and doing this kind of thing in order to try to sink the company intentionally so that they can buy it private at a cheaper dollar amount. I saw this kind of thing happen in the comic industry over the last couple of years with IDW Publishing. The company was sinking itself, and this family basically bought up all the stock and then got it off the New York Stock Exchange, started firing people, and of course fired 40% of their staff. It's the same number Ubisoft's talking about, and is making now, quote, a profit at that level where they just don't have much going on and are trying to rebrand the company for their own purposes. That could be what's going on here, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Assassin's Creed Shadows is clearly going to fail regardless of what they do at this juncture, all because of the woke elements. And on top of this, it's going even crazier. So this comes from Ubisoft reviewing its strategic options for the future. Now, this is a Hail Mary right here, because they're just saying we don't know what to do with this juncture. We don't have the resources to actually get the games we have out and please the fans right now. We know that a vice president of Rainbow Six just stepped down this weekend as well, jumping ship from this situation because it's absolutely crazy. Grum's talked about this as well. They're looking at financial solutions, going private, having buyouts. What they aren't considering, abandoning the message, making better games. They aren't even admitting their games suck. This has not happened yet. They're insisting they're making AAAA quality and that Outlaws was good, and blaming gamers for unrealistic expectations. And this is the main problem. This search for financial solutions is shuffling the chairs on the deck of the Titanic. It only benefits the owners and the shareholders in the short term and doesn't address the root cause. Unless they're willing to address the elephant in the room, their games will continue to fail. Now, when Space Marine 2 came out, I kind of saw they were actually paying attention to this. They delayed their game much like Assassin's Creed Shadows was doing, saying that they knew that they needed it to have a polish, that they knew that they needed to change things. In the middle of the situation with Space Marine 2, there was an activist who was working on the game on the story side. That person got fired, and it looks like when they took over and changed things, they dedicated things towards the lore and actually made a game that was going to be fun for gamers, and it paid off for them. Now, Ubisoft has a chance to do this exact same thing, but with Assassin's Creed Shadows, they have a lot of work to do, because getting rid of Yasuke and getting rid of all the LGBTQ elements is going to be a tremendous undertaking when they've already put that into the story to begin with. Now, what I'm told is they don't have the resources to really redevelop the game all that much, so they're doing Band-Aid solutions at this juncture. But they're still going out there saying they respect Japanese gamers, they respect Japan, and that all this is just super nice. Just come in and buy our game, get excited for product, buy product, and then get excited for next product. It says Assassin's Creed on it, after all. And now we've seen there's a couple other Assassin's Creed games in the pipeline. Assassin's Creed Hex, which looks like it's a feminist, witch trial thing, and then there's going to be one set in the Byzantine Empire, sort of Christendom, which is of course going to present the Crusaders as bad people. We know exactly what they're doing. It's all agenda based with Ubisoft, and it's really obnoxious. People don't want to deal with that anymore, and that's what it's coming down to. Black Myth Wukong is the way. Space Marine 2 is the way. It's pretty simple to see. And we're doing the exact same thing in comics, my friend. Check out the Emerald Array on not on Kickstarter, I'm banned. I'm just used to saying it. On Fund My Comic, which is a great free speech website. Like I said, I'm so happy that we got 151 backers this fast. This is a testament to you guys, to our community and all that, on how we're willing to try out alternative platforms to get things going. I've delivered comics. I've done this 12 plus times, and just was targeted because of this YouTube channel. Really sad that Kickstarter acts like that. But we've built the comic you asked for. It's got strong male leads. It's got real heroism. It's got a ton of action. The people who have been my beta readers on this say this is everything they've ever wanted. Check it out. It's in the description below. Thank you so much. And please hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think about Black Myth Wukong only costing $40 million and Ubisoft's continued fail. See you soon.